Is God of War PS4 coming in 2017? Well, this could be the case. Let's unpack this news. Let me know what you think in the comments down below and don't forget to hit the like button. Over on Twitter, interesting stuff is happening, namely Corley Barlock, the director on God of War, is saying that he just finished the first playthrough of the game with the leads. Very exciting milestone for us. So if your game is playable from the beginning to the end in a sort of alpha state, then well, yeah, it might be out pretty soon. Something interesting that Twitter user Andrew Tood, I hope I pronounced that right, notes in his tweet is that he says that they announced with Metal Gear Solid 4 that it was also playable from beginning to the end, and then the game released 5 months later. Also noted by Ubisoft is that they want playable alphas of their games a year before the game is out. This internally, of course, it's not a public alpha, but still, this could mean that we're looking at a holiday 2017 release for God of War. And that does make sense. I mean, in 2013, Santa Monica, of course the developers of God of War, released God of War Ascension and was also working on a rumored huge space new IP, but that got sadly cancelled in the beginning of 2014. So then they probably went full force on this new God of War game, which looks to be pretty interesting, more third person, a little bit like Tomb Raider and stuff like that. And that brings them, so if they started at the beginning of 2014 or maybe even a little bit earlier but went full force into this project in the beginning of 2014, well, that puts their development time around the 3 years now, and they have a full game playable right now at this moment. So what they probably need to do is just do some kind of bug testing right now, finalizing a lot of stuff to make it as beautiful as possible, of course, because the part that we saw at E3 was just a vertical slice. They really made it as good as possible as what the final game will be, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the game looks the same as of this moment. But now that it's playable from the beginning to the end, it's only polishing from now on. So when will we see it then? I think that before fall 2017 would be awesome, of course, but I think that it would be crazy. I first thought though that it was going to be a 2018 title, but now with this news and things going on, I think that the end of 2017 is also very likely, and I will put my money on that. This totally makes sense. Also, if we look at the competition, I truly believe that Sony can't afford to skip another holiday without a huge exclusive game. I mean, they did it 3 years in a row now, and Microsoft have been gaining some momentum with their console sales recently, and were finally beaten by Sony during the Black Friday November month in the US. But in that month, Sony of course released their new console, a PS4 Pro. In holiday 2017 though, it's Microsoft's turn. They will have the Scorpio, so Sony needs to counter that, and what is a better counter than an incredible looking game that will probably be amazing too? God of War. Combine that with the fact that there will probably be a PS4 Pro bundle for, let's say, $350 or maybe even $299, and the Scorpio is having a really hard time. I mean, I think that console will not be like $600, but $500, I mean, looking at the specs, could be possible. I think they're aiming for $400 though, but they also released this Xbox Elite console, which of course was $500. So it will be very interesting to look, but with a $299 competition with God of War PS4 Pro, also 4K, yeah, Microsoft will have a really hard time. I think that this is what's going to happen. This like a huge competition between these two, between Sony and Microsoft, and that makes me super excited. This would mean that Horizon, Crash Bandicoot N.C. Collection, Persona 5, Gran Turismo Sports, and I also think that Dreams, maybe Detroit and Days Gone will launch in 2017, plus this God of War game, and we have an amazing exclusive PS4 lineup in the next year. Sony needs to do something about the Scorpio, and I think that they have the firepower to combat it. Super impressive exclusive AAA games. What do you think about this news and the possibility that Sony will combat the Scorpio in November 2017 with the release of God of War 4? Make some nice PS4 Pro bundle, give a good price tag. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe for way more reactions on the latest PlayStation news. Like the video if you did, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.